It's time, folks. Got some new rubber for the 109, and I figured why not, I guess, give you guys the reason why I love this tire and I guess this brand so much, especially for the 109. So yeah, my tire choice for the 109. Let's talk about it. Alright, I'm gonna try not to come off as an Avon fanboy, but before I can tell you guys about how great this tire is, I feel like I had to at least tell you where I came from. So the stock 109 tire comes with Dunlop Elite 3s, and some of you would probably have experience with the Dunlops. But me, I didn't like the Dunlops. I didn't like the Dunlops because as those tires degraded, the overall performance of the tire obviously degraded, or at least it felt as though it degraded. So for instance, the Dunlops, as they get more miles on them, because it is a touring tire, you're gonna put more miles in the center than you are on the sidewalls, unless you're on the track all the time, obviously. Not me. I put more of my miles in the center. So over time, that tire tends to flatten out. As that compound breaks down, it just, for some reason, it tends to flatten out. And it's very noticeable in the rear. So what that ends up contributing to is making it a little bit weird to throw into a curve and then hold that curve. Because what you'll probably read on certain reviews about muscle bikes or bikes with bigger rear tires is the handling. The handling is a bit weird on certain bikes, but it's gotten a lot better as we've gotten bikes like the XD Oval and the Rocket 3. With that tire flattening out, my uncle, he also had an M109, and our good friend Brian had one. They all pretty much experienced the same thing, but it was more pronounced for them because they had 250 millimeter rear tires. So on the 109, you come with a stock 240, and I think the same thing for the XD Oval and the new Rocket 3. So when it was time for me to get a new tire, I decided to branch out a little bit, try a new brand, and that's when I came across Avon. So I've been rocking 250 millimeter Avon Cobras on my 109 for probably going on 5 years now. And all I can say is it's been nothing but a beautiful relationship. I can say that. So this tire runs you about probably $230, depending on where you look. The Dunlop Elite 4s, which replace the 3s, are probably going to be around that, probably a little bit cheaper. So you're going to pay a little bit more for this tire, but I think that the extra, I don't know, $20 is 100% worth it for this tire, because compared to the Dunlops, the performance that you're going to get is going to be better over the lifetime of the tire. So like I said, with the Dunlops, you tend to flatten out, right? On this tire, that doesn't happen. That tire will hold that initial shape the lifetime of the tire. So this tire originally, well, not originally, but it's built around sports bike, I guess, the thought of a sports bike, the overall nimbleness of a sports bike. So with this tire compared to the previous Avon Cobra, because I went looking for the Avon Cobra, and then I found out that they were sold out, or at least they were on closeout, and they didn't have any more 250, so I was freaking out because I didn't think I could get another tire. And that's when I found the Avon Cobra Chrome, which is the new version of this tire, just like the Dunlop Elite 4s, it's the new of the Dunlop Elite 3. So the difference in this tire compared to the old Avon Cobra is you get 10% more tread life, and you get 5% more surface area on the tire. So the contact patch to the surface, that is better. And apparently they increased the performance in wet conditions. I don't know how they could have done that even more, because I have no issues with this tire in wet weather. I actually love this tire in wet weather. I'm pretty much riding at full speed with this tire in wet weather compared to the Dunlop. Because I will say the Dunlop does not feel like it has traction in wet weather, and that was another big gripe that we all had with that tire. Now again, this isn't me trying to hype up Avon, because I'm not getting anything out of this. I'm just giving you guys my recommendation because I really think the Avon Cobra is a really good tire. And I also have an Avon on the front, but it's the Avon Venom, because at the time when I bought my last Cobra, they didn't have the Avon Cobra for me for the front in stock, so I went with the Avon Venom. And I think I'm running a 130/70 on the front, which is a little bit taller than the stock, but works beautifully on that front. When we do come back and we look at the front, you can see how I have an even amount of tire that I haven't hit on both sides. And I do think you know, the front is, you know, getting just as much lean as or I'm, you know, hitting as much of the tire as I am in the rear. But I think the reason for the discrepancy is definitely because of the height of this tire not being the stock height, because this tire is like 1 or 2 steps up from the stock tire height. But either way, it rides perfectly fine. But it is interesting to see the difference in the pattern. So eventually, when I go back, I might be going Cobra and I might be going Venom, just depending on which one's available. But the cross pattern, being that they're both Avon, it hasn't done anything as far as performance or some kind of weirdness. But the confidence that I get from this tire in the curves is ridiculous. I love how this tire handles. And of course, compared to the previous design had little Cobras all around the tire. Well, now that I've pretty much worn my tire down, and in the center, it's pretty much like a big spot in the center where it looked like I did like a burnout, and that is mostly because I was messing with that Indian Challenger on the highway not too long ago.
Oh no! My clutch!
I know some people will probably say, well, being that there is no wire showing, because it mostly looks like it's just blistering, right? That looks like a blister, but like right there you can kind of see it's getting a little, you're starting to see that wire showing. But some people will probably say, hey, you still got a lot of tread left, but it goes all the way around, but you can see where this tire starts to blister. But I'm not going to take the chance. I'm just going to go ahead and get it swapped out. So we're not going to take the chance on that. So yeah, that really ruined the rest of the tire when I pretty much sent it from a stoplight. But the sides, which were the most interesting to me, showed, I guess, what side I lean more on. Because this side of the tire that's on the bike now is pretty much bald, right? And all the Cobra is pretty much gone, but it showed me that I leaned more, or at least harder, on the left side than I do the right, which I found was pretty interesting. But now they have more Cobras, and they also have like this snakeskin type tread on the sides, which I think is really cool. But if, I guess, my experience hasn't sold you yet, I think I get around, I want to say I've gotten at least 8,000 miles out of this tire, and I wouldn't be shocked to say I've gotten at least 10, but I haven't actually logged that. But like I said, my last time I bought this tire was in early 2018, like in January, and now we're going almost on 2021, and now it's time for me to get a new tire. So 3 years, that's a pretty good amount of time for a rear tire. But Triumph uses this tire on their new Rocket 3, and they also run Avons on their Bonneville Bobber. I don't know if they do on the Thruxton, but Triumph uses this tire. And like I said, I really do think this is a really good tire, and I wish Indian would use a better tire like Avon, but hey, we can only get so much, right? But yeah, if you are an M109 owner, I highly recommend at least considering the Avons if you're looking for a new tire. Also, if you have a V-Rod, consider it. V-Max, Victory Hammer, muscle bikes. It may not even be a muscle bike. I'm sure you can even fit the smaller Avons on bikes like the Indian Scout Bobber. Again, they make Avons for the Triumph Bobber. So definitely check it out if you're looking for a new tire. I highly recommend this tire, but I'm gonna go get this tire put on at my local shop. And the reason for that is because I don't have the skill set or the tools to put a tire on a rim. And plus, I don't want to scratch my rim up. So I'm gonna go pay the shop. It's like 40 bucks to get this tire put on, and get them to dispose of the old one, or maybe I keep it and put it on the wall. I don't know.
It's coming back out. Wasn't too bad, was it?
No. Not at all. We're getting used to them. We do a couple 300s, 360s every once in a while.
Really? Well, on like sport bikes?
Bootses, yeah. You know, show bikes. They ain't riding bikes, they show bikes.
Oh, that's well, I had a little bit left, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
How you been?
I've been good, man. I've been doing my YouTube thing and just riding, man. You gotta get these fork seals done, man.
Yeah, he said that your rear rotor's starting to wobble a little bit too. Think about your rear rotor.
Yeah.
Your disc. Other than that, he lubed up the kickstand. It was getting a little stiff on it and everything, but
And we're off. Love this place. He didn't even charge me, man. Oh God, he didn't even charge me. All right, now that I got the first set of rubber on, I got that new confidence of Avon on the rear, but I went in to pay for my tire change, you know, the 40 bucks that I mentioned, and they told me that the invoice was paid up before I got there, so I got this tire change for free. Wasn't expecting that, but shout out to my local dealer for that, so yeah.
But yeah, that is my tire recommendation for the M109 or any of you muscle bike owners out there. So definitely check it out when you get a chance. But hey, if you guys are running something different in the comments on any bike it is, let me know what y'all are running in the comment section, because there are going to be people that are going to stop in and they're going to want to know what tires to look for, an Indian or a Harley, because I know some of you guys are riding Fat Bobs. You might be able to put Avon on the back. You never know. So definitely drop your tire recommendations down below, and of course subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss my beautiful face. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.